I do apologize for the for the quality. It's very shitty. I'm using my laptop camera, but I very quickly threw this together. This is my first draft of it. Here in a little bit, once I get some more time, I'm gonna do it a little bit cleaner, I guess. But this is the one-upped version of what you made. It's about 12 gauge copper wire. I gotta neaten it up, I know. And this thing does not leave my room. But just one piece of wire. I know how you had the two strips and you had that little insulator splitting it. And if anybody else is watching this, I'm talking about old timer vapes, etc. He made one with like sheet copper, and I told him I thought I could one up it. But so 28mm Sherman with a .07 flattened 20 gauge build in it, but singular piece of copper wire. It is 12 gauge, and what I did, which I'm not going to say what I did, but you can see what I did. I'm not going to explain it, but it's very finicky. That's why I'm going to do it again, because the way the bends are curved up here, I need to make them sharper, so it's like pushing the RDA up when I go to fire it. So I gotta like kind of like, it's very weird, but it hits, dude. I gotta get it together right. Nope. See, told you, very finicky. I gotta work that out. There you go. Technical difficulties. Here we go. Should work now. Yeah, it works. And like 0 voltage drop. This thing hits a hell of a lot harder than this box. And if you're into like mechanical squonkers, very, very good. It's off of Fast Tech. It can use 18650s or 2700s. I got VTC 5As in it because they got less voltage drop to them. But it's nice. It's what I use. It's the one I was talking about I use for my daily user. It's nice and all, but I'm getting too, you know, old with it. I need to get a something to freshen up a little bit. And since I'm already shooting this, that's that parallel box I was talking about that I rigged together with the switch. Now this, actually, I take out and about sometimes. Like if I'm not, like, you know, if I'm just going over to my grandma's, or I'm going over to my mom's or something like that, or just whatever, just if I feel like it, I goof off with this because I can just wrap one in with some electrical tape and it ain't gonna fire. But let's see if I can get that open for you. Up in there. It's very thrown together too. I'm testing some things out. I wanted to just goof with it. I had it a lot cleaner, but I'm trying to figure out a different switch for it. Now that box, the box I have been working on, I do not know where I currently have it, but I have been doing a lot of like filing and using my Dremel on it and whatnot. I still got to order 510s and stuff. I got to wait until I get enough money. I had lost my job, so I'm kind of broke right now, but I'm getting another one. I'm moving into my cousin's, and because I can't afford, you know, not having a job and all that, I can't afford my own place anymore. So I'm moving to my cousin's, and then I'll be working, and then I can start ordering pieces for that. I know they're not expensive at all, but when you don't have a job, you know, you gotta save your money. But it is coming along. It's not just getting thrown on the back burner or anything. That's gonna be a nice box. But this is very rigged together, but with a 2700 and a .07, which I know is very, very stupidly low, but I daily a .08, .09, and every once in a while I'll daily like a 0.06, 0.07. And when I go that low, it's usually on a VTC 5A, but I've been using mech mods only for like 2.5 years. I know how to treat it and everything. Yeah, battery life ain't the greatest, but I love the way it hits. I can't get away from it. I really can't. See, and it does that thing again where it pops up. Let's see if I can't get another toot off of it. It's nice. It is very nice, but put that down. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. You probably won't because the quality is very crap. But that is a 22 gauge nichrome and a tiger wire. It's paralleled. It is, I want to say 0.08, 0.09. I've used it for the past week or so. I mean, you can tell I need to change it. But it is my daily driver, but I figured now I showed you, I might just shoot the shit for a minute and see what all is going on. I'm kind of bored right now. But, yeah, that box, I've decided that I'm going to go with 5 batteries. Random parallel, how we talked about with them sitting sideways and the strips on the side. Now, it gets bad. Now with setting the switch up, that's the only thing I'm having troubles with, because I know I can just drill down in the top, put a 510 in there, and I know how to connect all that. I'm figuring out a way to make the switch for it. That's the part that I'm stumped on, because, well, I want to be able to take this thing out and about. I don't want it to be something like this where it's, you know, wires sticking out. This is a very rough draft. I'm not done with this either. I also ordered this off of Fast Tech. I don't think that you can find it anymore, but it was called hell, you can't see it. It says Delight on it, but it was X1 Delight, or the Delight X1. I don't know if they still have it anymore. It's really nice. It came with this switch, but it was not hooked up right, and then when I took it out, I kind of busted the connectors off of it, so that's why I gotta do the switch. But I got all this. This is the stuff I'm using that I was talking about. Yeah, so I gotta get that box done, but that parallel box I'm saving to do a different time. I want to get that soapstone box done, because that's priority number 1, because that's going to be a really, really nice box. But oh hell, what was I had a question I was going to ask you. I can't remember what it was. Oh yeah, do you mix or do you buy your juice? If so, where do you get your mixing supplies from? Because I can't afford, you know, how much store-bought juice is, and I am pretty much out. So I need to get into mixing one of these days. I used to a couple years back. Hell, I think it was 2016 was the last time I mixed. Yeah, just where do you get your supplies from if you mix? Like, what websites or whatever? And do you mix using percentage or do you mix using weight? And do you use a scale if you do weight, or do you do it by like the drops, or like how do you do that? This is kind of just a shoot the shit video. It ain't really nothing much. It's just showing you my take on the super simple mod and shooting the shit. But hell, I forget. Oh yeah, I don't know if you've ever found one of these before. You probably have, but what it is it's a big flathead and a little flathead, and then a big Phillips head and a little Phillips head. This thing is awesome when it comes to vape stuff, because I'm constantly needing a screwdriver to tighten down, obviously, your connections. Well, with them micro screwdrivers. Can't really get it that tight, and sometimes when you got like a bigger building there, it's hard to get it tight. That thing, you can crank them down to where it ain't coming out. But I'll take a few more toots off of this, and then I will get out of here. Still not misfiring. I can tell there's like no voltage drop on this. Well, obviously there is because battery sag and connections and whatnot, but compared to it on this, there's like no voltage drop at all. It is nice. I think I might play around with this until the battery needs changed. I don't really feel comfortable keeping it on there for too long with having to always move it around and whatnot, because I've noticed as I moved it around that wire is getting really close to that positive pin. Since the quality's bad, you can't really tell, but I got plenty of room to, not be like one of them safety nuts about it. Like, I got room, and I can always just tighten it back down, which that actually just fixed everything. Wow. But yeah, just kind of just goofing off. That didn't matter. I need to get them bends a lot sharper, because since they're curved, it's not letting that battery sit up there all the way, and then when I go to push this, it kind of just slides it up out the way. So I gotta goof with that for a little bit. But yours, the only reason why I say this one's more simple, because yours is about as simple as it can possibly be. But this one is only one piece. You had the two pieces. You had it going across, down, insulator, and then going across over to your switch. Mine's all just one piece. I know I didn't say I was going to explain it, but what the hell. Okay, before I even explain it, do not attempt this at home. I'm not responsible for anybody's, mishaps or anything. But what I did was, so I had a piece that was about yay long. See, that was my first try, but then I had a better idea because the battery kept moving out. But I took a piece, and about that far down the piece is where I looped it around the 510, put it down, and taped it over. Then I bent this piece around, taped it over, and then started working on this piece. And now I need to take the tape off and clean all the bends up, and then I can put it back together and it'll work great. But yeah, that's the only reason why I say it's a more simple version. I know I'm kind of rambling, but I don't really care. It's just shooting the shit. But not necessarily a lot more simpler, but since it's only the one piece, I guess you could say I went up to. And it'd be quite interesting to see if you can't come up with a way to maybe possibly, I don't know how you could, but maybe possibly one up this. I don't think you can, because this is about as simple as it gets. You have the two pieces, now it's just one piece. You can't really get any simpler than this, really. But I do kind of like the way this is. It's got like that, not Mad Max, but like, and not necessarily steampunk, but you know what I'm saying. It's got that, I guess you call hillbilly rig look, but it's quite nice. I want to get it fixed to where I don't have to keep holding RDA down when I press on it, because if I get it like this, I'd keep this little copper piece, and whenever I want something to hit real hard, I'd throw it on here. Nope, see, it does that again. You gotta hold the RDA down. Thing hits hard. Now, I don't, I haven't been above 0.09 in like a year, so that's why I say I feel comfortable with doing these low builds. And honestly, ever since I started using mechs, I kind of throw my batteries on charge once it gets about 3.8, 4 volts, because after it gets out to that 4 volt mark, I always throw them on a charger, because when I first started, when I felt it get, drop from 4 volts to 3.7, that initial drop, it's, you can tell a big difference. Well, I always thought, hey, my battery needs charged. I got used to doing it that way. Well, then I got a multimeter, and I was like, I want to see where my batteries are when I'm charging them. Turns out I'm only pulling them off when it's like 4 volts. So I stayed at that. And it's a lot easier on the battery to do it that way, I guess. So, oh well. But see, I'm only vaping a lot just to show you that it works and all that. But when I'm running this low, it's about a hit every so often. I don't really chain on it at all. Now, if I have a .09 and like a fresh battery, I'll chain on it a little bit. Anything below .9, I won't chain no matter what. Because I just feel my batteries to know when they're hot. Because with having a mod like this, you just slide the door open, feel, slide it back, go back to vaping. But the thing hits like a train. I've had like solid copper tube mods in the past, and honestly this kind of hits harder, to be honest. But this is about a 15-minute video. I'm gonna get out of here before I make it any longer, because this is gonna be a pain to upload. But this is my rendition of the super simple bare bones mod. Take it easy.